Okay. After the dust clears, we pick up the pieces, and the Minotaurs turn to look at Makud, and they'll take a knee for him. In Thrisson, all of the Minotaur ancestors appear, and they say, "It is time," and they fade, and a ripple, uh, a ripple out towards everyone. Something, something, something. I was trying to write really fast, and the description got mangled.
I think there was like some golden energy that like hooked his
Yeah,
chest and lifted him up and then
a
exploded
sea,
outwards or something.
a sea of red flame, and a golden light lifts Makud. His horns glow, and millions of Minotaurs are made of this red light, and he ascends into the misty place and arises the chosen, the great ancestor, the king of the fractured people. Um, he returns as somewhat of a super Minotaur, or some sort of Minotaur living god. And when he returns to, or whenever time resumes, Abrashmina says that she stands as witness to the ascension of Makud, and there's feasting with the victorious. Um, Abrashmina similarly has a vision of He Who Watches, uh, visions of the last 100 years of the Tomokep jungle and Ashar forming from its remains. Uh, the birth of Dukir and the magic creation, the rise and fall of the veil and the headdress, and finally it comes to rest in Ashar in a dinky little pawn shop underneath a bird cage. And then she also gets a vision of her parents leaving her at the temple. They were sick and they are dead. Fahir and Arya Ad Aline. So she has like some closure that way. Uh, then before we leave for Shar, Nahasira promises to help with the elves. Bryn asks for and receives a ring made from a fallen star. And on the way back into Ashar, Mina visits her parents' graves. And whenever we get into the city itself, we get a message from the guards. Our presence is requested in the palace by Turian, but the pawn shop happens first, and Abrash Mina gets the veil. And I don't believe I got the item
I have it written down in my notes.
in
I
D&D
forget.
Beyond. I mean,
I
Oh,
think you got it,
okay.
and then we like changed some stuff about it.
I
But
don't
it
have
should
it
be
in
there.
my inventory. I don't think so.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Veil's Staff of Healing.
Yeah. It's coming. You can carry on while I'm doing this.
That was it.
Oh.
You paid too much money for it. Because she's like, oh, 15 silver. You're like, I will give you like all this gold that I have.
Yeah,
It was like a bag of 1,000 gold. And
yeah,
then
yeah.
Fred was like, I don't know. I really don't understand the Shari haggling. And then Makud was like, I think you're asking the wrong person. And that was basically where we ended it.
Nice. So yeah, you're able to pick up this lovely headdress and make your way back out of the sort of dank, dusty. It's one of those shops where you have to like hold your breath to feel like you're not inhaling thousands of dead people all at once. Back out into the sort of noonday sun. The day's yours. Whatever you wish to do, you may.
So
We
we
have
were
a
told to go to
specific.
the palace, right?
Yeah. Are we on our way to the palace now? Did we have a specific time that we're supposed to go to the palace?
There wasn't a
Like
time
meet
set.
for a late luncheon?
It was more just kind of come at your leisure.
But there is a martial law in effect, right? That like at 6 o'clock or whatever, you can't go outside
Yeah,
when it
there's
goes
a
dark.
curfew.
So there is a curfew.
So we probably should head there now, then?
I mean, if you want a late lunch, we
I
can do
mean,
that.
go
I'm not
always
really.
wait for the morning. There's nothing saying that we have to go now.
I mean, what's the use of delaying it? What are we actually going to be able to prepare for and do?
Bad enough.
Friends know where we are.
Do they? We just got into the city.
We've not been to. Perhaps that
Didn't
should
go
be our
and
first.
found it. Didn't we go and find it like abandoned, like completely closed down?
Find
Oh,
what abandoned?
The mirage
the
and stuff.
mirages. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's been abandoned for like ages now.
Yeah. And
But didn't we go and then we saw like the Turian poster through the wall or something? And
Yeah, but we fought a dragon since then.
Yeah.
okay, so
It's-
there is
it's
no
been
one
a
to
while.
go back to unless we go to butcher shop.
Well, the
Well, that's
butcher
what I'm
shop's
saying.
abandoned. It's the sewer now that you'd be going to.
Sorry, yes,
The
that's what I
sisters.
meant.
Yeah, it's been a
And
while,
do we
so
need?
everyone has no idea what's going on, me included. So no worries.
And we could let our families know that we're back and we survived if we need to. But I'm sure we're also being watched. We don't want to lead the guards to them.
That is true. I could send the Raven. Rice the Raven. And he holds up the tiny figurine in his massive hand.
You could send rice.
Although we just go.
We could just go.
We go to the palace.
All
We
right.
go to the palace.
So you make your way across, and it's a complex that you've seen pretty much every day of your lives. It's not something that is I guess special to look at anymore, and yet somehow knowing that you're going inside in this place that almost no humans have ever been is kind of daunting. It's like extremely picturesque and beautiful and manicured. The garden gives this kind of almost like Garden of Eden type vibe to it, where there's streams trickling through that you wouldn't be surprised if they had been, enchanted to sound just idyllic enough, and there's birds tweeting and butterflies fluttering around. And at the centre is this large, kind of slightly squat, like bulbed palace with like essentially like a clustered section of several towers, centered around like a large kind of round orb almost, that forms like the main sort of chamber. As you approach, the guards recognize you and open the gates, and you are led wordlessly. Excuse me. Led wordlessly through through the gardens and into the sort of central chamber, into a large kind of room of white marble and beautiful, like opulent artwork, expensive wine adorning this like large round table that sits in the center with what's probably like 50 seats around it. This huge kind of vaulted room.
Hello.
Hello?
You said huge vaulted, and then like there was just silence for me
Oh,
from
sorry,
everyone.
I said huge vaulted room, and then I just wanted to pause because it sounded like Jade was wanting to say something.
Okay.
As we were walking up, I just wanted to I'll ask Abershmina. So this elf sickness, it's them trying to influence the mind, is it not?
Some sort of innate charm, I believe. Yes.
Is there any signs that they're doing it? Gesture with the hand, a look in the eye, words spoken.
Make a history check, Mina.
Ooh. Okay. I was gonna bullshit. 18.
You know, it's basically the elf sickness is just like you're talking to the most charismatic person ever, and you just can't really see them as wrong. And it's not so much like they're casting a spell on you, as just they exude this charm that just makes you desperate to please them in any way you can.
I describe it as such.
All right. I was hoping that we would have some type of sign that they were trying to influence our mind. Guess I'll have to go on instinct then.
Just assume that they are.
Well, I was hoping to use to keep them from befuddling our minds. Really, only I need to know that they're trying to do it, more so than I'm hoping.
Just hum a little counter charm ditty.
Well, I was going to absent-mindedly pluck the loot, but same difference.
But yeah, you're in this big kind of open chamber. Definitely like very cool, like perfect temperature in here. The wine is clearly like for you to help yourselves to. And finally, after a while, you see the doors open, and 4 or 5 elves enter, as well as being followed by a familiar human Ashari woman. The elves are all exactly as you would imagine. Tall, extremely slender to the point of like almost looking slightly malnourished. The skin is like translucent. It's so white and pale, and you can like see, you know, veins like kind of really clearly running beneath their skin. Their ears like stick out at perpendicular angles to their head, making them look like, you know, bats almost. But their ears are like long and thin like daggers. They have these huge like black eyes that just seem to suck in all the light to the room, and their faces are angular and intelligent. They're all wearing these like really light robes that drape around them. They're all just absolutely gorgeous, but the robes seem like if they were any heavier, the elves wouldn't be able to lift them. Can I just have a perception check for everyone, please?
Passive isn't high enough to get it.
Nah.
28.
Uh, 33.
14.
Okay. Sorry, I should have been doing this while you were doing yours. Okay, see, don't be mad,
Mm-hmm.
but you didn't roll high enough.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it happens.
Jade rolled high enough.
Why would I be mad?
I don't know. I think I'd be mad. I was like, I'd be like, I got a 28.
If it's a contested roll, it's a contested roll, and there's not much I can do about it. What does she see?
I'm telling her.
Oh. I see. We're not allowed to know.
It's about the fashion faux pas that they've done and hope nobody noticed. Their shoes don't match the handbags? I don't know.
Riga's eyes are dilated, and she's all high as a kite.
Yeah, Riga has a cocky grin on her face, and she kind of gives you all a nod when she sees you. The leader, though, the tallest elf, Turian, steps forward and kind of puts his arms wide, and he says, "It is so good to see you, my friends. I have heard so many things about you. It is wonderful to finally lay eyes upon you." His voice is like breathy and almost a whisper, and you have to kind of lean closer to hear him. He smells like kind of spicy a little bit, like fresh. It's a very pleasant scent. But everything about him is like manicured and perfect.
Makood twitches.
Yeah. You seem to have a bit of an advantage, as you know who we are, but we do not know you.
I think you do know me.
Not by name.
My name is Turian Sederi. And he's kind of staring at Makood.
Makood hasn't taken his eyes off him either.
And the others?
A smile. My name is Nashal Tianan. I'll give you all these names afterwards. And in the interests of speed, I'll actually just write them in the chat. But there's Turian, another dude, and the rest are women. There is Elas, sorry, E-L-A-S. I didn't give him a surname, actually. I should have done that. That can be a surname. Sorry, 26. So, Turian Sederin, Nashal Tianan, Elas Carafor, Tinesi Insil, and Kylar Dines. I'll put those in the Discord chat for you. No, we don't have a Discord chat for this campaign. I'll just put it in the Facebook. There we go.
I am going to use my Kalishar ability and my link to Abershmina.
Okay.
They are using illusions to hide everything about themselves.
Can I reply to this, or is it just you speak to
Yeah,
me?
no. I'll use my reaction to give you that ability to just use it as a message.
Hmm. Interesting. What do you think that means? Makud, Turian seems to be in his true form, yes? Or no?
They're all using illusions.
I don't think I'm in the mind link, right?
No, no, no,
No,
no, no.
you're not,
No.
because you can't keep your mouth shut when I do this. So
No, it's just Mina said by name me, and I was just like, I'm not here. You probably get the sense that this is the person that he recognizes and hates from the poster.
like out loud, I'll say, listen, we came here for a reason. We're not 100% sure why you want to talk to us. Can we just, like, cut to the chase?
Very well. He kind of like flutters past you and pours a goblet of wine. Like
I mean,
raises
not
it-
that your
raises
not
it
that
to
your
his lips.
hospitality isn't appreciated, but I'm pretty sure we're under no illusions as to why we're here.
What's your passive perception?
25.
But Ashmina's is 22, but she is keeping an eye on them
Yeah. You both-
actively.
Okay, you can make a check then.
A check, or is my passive will catch it?
Your passive will catch it.
I rolled lower than my passive.
Okay, then I'll give you your passive. You both notice his hand is shaking a little bit.
Hmm.
In response to what I said?
No, just as he's like lifting the
Okay.
glass.
Does it look like a essential tremor? Like, is he ill?
It looks more like that than like fear or something. Like he seems calm, but his just hand has like a bit of a shake to it. And he says, "Well, I thought, seeing as we've been at loggerheads for some time, that perhaps our two people coming together might help find an equitable solution for the both of us."
It seems as though you are no stranger to making friends with your enemies, and Abrashmina gives Riga a pointed look.
She just grins back. "No, we are not. We prefer a peaceful solution to conflict." Turing kind of puts a hand on your shoulder, or at least reaches to do so. Mina, and he says,
Wait, what? I'm sorry. Kenny was talking to me.
Turing's like stepping forward and putting a hand on your shoulder.
Yeah,
He
Abrashmina
said
will.
basically we're not above a peaceful solution or something.
Abrashmina will kind of pull her shoulder back in a very clear, you do not have permission to touch me kind of way.
He kind of like turns his hand and pulls it back and gives you a nod. Continues like looking mostly unfazed, and he says, "You see, your people, your names have weight in Ashar, and that weight is offsetting the balance, tipping the scales. And that is a dangerous place for a city such as ours to be in. But if we can bring your weight into alignment with ours, then the balance will be restored."
You mean you want things to go back to the way they were?
Exactly. Because
That
back
is
to
not-
the way they were,
That is not really balanced, though, is it?
everything was where it should be.
I beg to differ.
He kind of looks
There are
at you
many-
with like a the grin like wipes off his face, and he kind of stares back like you're not playing his game. That's pissing him off. And he says, "And how is that?"
Well, I seem to take a very ardent and moral stance against the ownership of other people.
Well,
That's where our idea of balance differs.
I suppose that is your childish lament and sensibilities, but there is little to be done about that.
I mean, you are aware of the reason why I came to Ashar in the first place, correct?
I am, but I felt that as you had got what you had wanted, perhaps you would be more intelligent with your words and your actions.
You clearly don't understand me very well. Insulting my intelligence isn't going to get you what you want. In fact, it's probably going to piss me off
I think you've
a
made it
whole
quite
hell of a
clear.
lot.
I think you've made it quite clear that you are not going to be peaceful. And so though I have little to gain by lying to stroke your ego, he kind of begins walking back towards the door.
How long do you think your people are going to last? The way things are now, even the way they were before.
We will last forever. We
You are
always
not
do.
gods. And you are growing weak. And she gestures to his shaking hand.
I have lived for many centuries, and all I have is a slight shake in my hand. I will live a lot longer than you, and when your rebellion fails, it will be forgotten in a few generations' time.
Your city is a powder keg. All it needs is a spark. Will you survive the inferno?
We always do.
Then why did you invite us here?
Because we'd rather not see a spark at all.
I think you're afraid. You're hiding,
You are
inviting your enemies.
funny. Perhaps when we own you, I shall make you a jester. I think that would be most entertaining.
You do not know who you are dealing with, do you?
I know exactly who I am dealing with. I
You
think
know
it
what blood
is-
runs in all of our veins? And what forces we can bring against you? You saw what flew over the city not but 2 days ago, yes?
I saw that.
We faced it and killed it. What do you think that you are in comparison to them?
That would be telling. But
You are not gods. I have seen gods. And I have watched the ascension of others. Even if you had a spark of divinity in you, it has long been snuffed out by your viciousness and cruelty.
it must be nice to see the world as so simple. But for those of us who are burdened with knowledge and wisdom, things are a little more complicated. And you will find that we are not quite the pushovers that you anticipate.
Burdened with knowledge and wisdom, you say?
That's right.
That usually lies between the ears, if I'm not mistaken. I could relieve you of that. Separate you from it.
You could try.
Would it not be better to find a new balance where you treat people the way they are meant to be treated instead of using them? Surely your people would thrive if we were to if humans and the others in the city were to thrive.
Some people are meant to be owned. Some people
And so,
are simply tools. That is the way of it. Some people are
How far is Riga away from me?
pretty close, 10-15 feet.
Can I get away with the detect thoughts?
You can try.
I would certainly like to try.
Sleight of hand.
Uh, 25?
You begin kind of doing the extremely subtle beginnings of casting a spell, but you notice Riga kind of like give you a very slight shake of the head, and you see Turian's ears like twitch, almost like a dog having like smelled a squirrel or something, and he kind of turns to look at you, like one eyebrow raised. Do you continue?
With Riga saying no, I will stop.
You see like a little relief kind of cross of expression.
Can I mind link with her?
You can try. Well, I think you can. Right?
What is your game? Yeah, what is your game? And I'll use my reaction to let her respond to me.
There's only one game. Give me a
So you-
insight check.
33. The dice love me tonight, guys.
That was not Riga.
All right. I think we've gotten about as far as we're going to get this afternoon.
I think you may be right, Dorian says. But I'm glad you came anyway. He'll kind of click his fingers and turn to leave, and the other elves kind of begin to file out. You see Riga still standing where she is, just kind of staring at you, Bryn.
Abrashmina will say to them, I will pray to my gods for the health that you deserve.
You don't get much of a reaction.
Yeah, I know, they don't give a shit about her gods or whatever, but, you know, Abrashmina has, like, seen him face to face, so there's no shaking her faith.
Once
So
the elves roll out the room, Riga like turns towards the door, walks over, and begins very slowly closing it.
like she's closing us in the room with her.
Yeah.
I'm totally gonna put my hand on my rapiers.
Insight check? Is she about to, like, launch into us or something?
Make an insight check.
27.
I guess I can roll for Yeah, you beat her. You see one fist's clenched, and then she like opens her hand, and one of her fingers is like ending in a very long, kind of curved claw. And as she's moving, you're definitely getting threatening vibes. She like clunk.
Going to cast anti-life shell.
What does that do?
A shimmering barrier extends out from you in a 10-foot radius and moves with you, remaining centered on you and hedging out creatures other than undead and constructs. Barrier lasts for the duration. So it's going to encompass Makud and Bryn, but Rika's not going to be able to pass through.
She's going to try and counterspell that, if possible.
She can. She'll have to roll for it.
What level?
5th level.
26.
Yeah, okay. Counterspelled it then.
So she just says, that is not a good idea. She like locks the door, pulls the key out, and it like burns away in fire in her hand. You can see like the skin burns away from her hand as well, like with that fire. And you see like what appears to be a kind of furry hand under the skin. And she like reaches up and kind of puts the claw on her forehead and begins like dragging it down in the center of her face, and the skin begins to like slough off and fall down, revealing a feline form that like kind of unfolds itself taller out of this skin, which on the inside of the skin is like red and fleshy and like really real looking, but you see, looking haggard, wet, mangy and rough, Dukia standing in front of all of you, and he says, "Oh, how I've waited," and we'll roll initiative.
Oh boy.
Oh my god, I got a natural
22.
Doesn't he get advantage for his own ambush? Like he's been waiting all this time.
I don't think he's really ambushing us because we didn't really fall for it.
Yeah.
Ha! I got natural 20. I took to his roll, obviously.
He's not going to have counterspell this first round.
Mm-hmm.
I got 23 total.
I got an 18.
Alright, Makud, you're up first.
So Makud has been on a knife edge the entire time in the room, and it has taken all of his control not to just tear these people apart. And at the merest provocation of tearing people apart, he bursts into incredibly alarmingly quick action. I presume he's within about 40 feet of me?
Oh, easy.
Maybe? I guess that was a yes. I heard like part of it.
Oh, sorry, I said easy.
Easy, okay. He is going to, just because, for style, he is going to run horns down, charge, and basically try and smash Dukia into the door behind him.
Dope.
With his horns of fucking you up, particularly if you're a dragon. Oh
no, he's a dragon.
Secret dragon. That's 16 plus 13. Oh,
Just had the image of him like pulling off the cat face and it's a dragon underneath.
This isn't even my final form. One thing I should say that you notice that Makud is looking even more cut up than usual since his godly transformation He looks even stronger, if that's even possible. His muscles have muscles.
He
He has
like the muscle
So-
dude from Full Metal Alchemist.
So that was 16 plus 13 for the horns for 29.
That hits. Fuck him up.
He is obs raging as he runs over with his bonus action.
Sorry.
Bless you.
That is okay. That is 7 plus 7 mod plus 4 for the rage for 18 horn damage. As one of them's maybe goes through Takei's shoulder or something and buries into the door for a second, or
Yeah.
gets scraped up, like chipping this pristine place. And then he will follow it with the Pillar of Enthris that I presume he has brought along.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he wouldn't go anywhere else without it. Oh, that was so nearly a crit. 19 plus 16 for like 35 to hit.
That hits, yeah.
That is 7 plus 7 plus that 3 and that 4. So like 7 plus 14, so that's 21 base damage, and then all the force, little bits of force damage. 2 and 2 and 2 and 3, just to spoil it. 9 extra force damage.
9 extra.
So that was like 30 odd damage,
Yeah.
something, I think. I didn't say Great Weapon Master or anything like that, but that's fine. He was concentrating most on hitting. So basically how I imagine it, like the horn goes in, glances off a shoulder, and then like his head comes up in that practice kind of flip, and it just grinds across it. And then as he's like flipping up, the Pillar of Enthris is brought round, and I think kind of just smashed bodily into him to try and like pin him to the door almost. I'm not sure if the door shakes or rattles or if it's magically been put in place with the flaming key, but he's trying to like just press him against it.
Yeah, he's like roaring and like in pain and kind of, like slowly trying to push you off, but just is unable to like shift you.
You chose a real wrong time. But I'm going to enjoy this again.
And it is now Abershmina's go.
Quick question: is Eli and Madar with us?
No, they wouldn't have been allowed in.
Okay. Would have been good to know.
Sauce.
Yeah. So then, Amrishmina is going to take advantage of him not being able to dispel or counterspell because he just did a thing, and she's going to cast Harm. That is a Constitution saving throw from the kitty cat, please.
Oh yeah, baby. 33.
No,
That
well,
was like
fuck him.
that was a 4 for like so long, and then it flicked over to a 19.
His con is insane then.
Yeah, it's his one of his best stats. Actually, no, it's his third worst. Never mind.
Yeah, but still, that's like a plus.
It's
15?
plus many, yeah.
Well, he's gonna take half of 37, which is, I don't know,
Half 37 is 18.
18. Okay.
Yeah, awesome. Is that your go?
Yeah. I was just reading the effects of that. Yeah, that's her go. I don't think she can bonus action anything. Nope.
Bryn. Actually, sorry. At the end of your turn, he's gonna use a legendary action and cast Phantasmal Killer on Makud. Use 2 actions. So, Wisdom save, Makud, please. This is a fear effect, so I don't know if you get an advantage on that.
Is he the god?
Because he's raging.
That's not all barbarians. Hashtag.
That's only the berserk.
Mm.
The berserker barbarian or whatever it is. Considering he's slayed a dragon god. It's a magical effect, so I have advantage anyway from the scarab protection. But it does seem like I'd probably gain some ability to resist fear at some point. That is 13 with advantage.
You take 21 damage and are frightened.
Psychic damage.
Yes.
Okay.
So what does Makud see that frightens him so?
I never really.
Lizard.
I mean, I don't know. He's never really described being frightened of anything, and he's been too stupid to be frightened when he should have been. Probably like his friends dying is the only thing that would really concern him. So maybe like screams, or like somehow Dukir has like pulled them from a portal or something next to him and is just like biting into them or something. Like endangering his friends is about the only thing that would raise that kind of reaction.
Like Tony Stark, I think it is, seeing all his friends just dead around him.
That works.
That kind of shit. Yeah, I like it. Bryn, now it's your go. Apologies.
Ooh, I'm gonna walk up on him and slashy slash. Yeah, the dice have turned against me. 17 and an 18 hit.
The 18 hits, actually.
Okay. That will be 11 points of damage. And I'm going to use one of my the special thing that I can do since I'm a blade master, where I can add extra like a d6 instead of using one of my bardic inspirations to add damage. So an extra 3 damage, and then that will add to my AC. And I too am going to attempt to take advantage of the fact that he can't counterspell. And attempt to feeble mind. So that is an intelligence saving throw.
Thank God he's smart. 26.
That is a save, but he's going to still take half. Half of 18 damage.
Okay. And now it's his go. So he is going to He's going to cast Confusion on Bryn.
So I will just mention, unless he has like a special form of phantasmal killer, he is concentrating on that
it's
and would have to
concentration.
make tests.
Oh,
But he is a demon.
He cast
killer.
Phantasmal Killer, no concentration required. Is the
Okay,
ability.
cool. That means that I don't even get a test from this at the end. Oh no, I can test it.
Yeah,
It just lasts for
you
the
save at the
duration
end of every
until I
round.
save.
Yeah, he doesn't have to make
Yeah.
concentration checks.
Okay.
Yeah, so Wisdom saving throw, Bryn, as he just kind of chuckles and says, "That's cute."
21.
Oh fuck! What is this? Fail. 23 you need. You
Shit.
have Confusion. So roll me a d10.
That happens at her turn.
Shut up! You're not the boss of me. It does happen at your turn.
Okay.
And he just kind of chuckles and says, "Oh, it is like taking sweets from a child." And that's going to end his turn. So we back up to a Makud.
As far as I'm getting with the Phantasmal Killer, which is why I read it, like I create an illusion. The illusion is created and I can see it, but it doesn't occlude me from attacking him. He is still there, but I am frightened, so I have disadvantage on everything and cannot move any closer. But I'm already right next to him. So it is like there is powers of my dead friends around, and I'm frantically swinging, but I still have a target to swing at. Just worse. So he is going. In that kind of circumstance, he would be reckless, which will even that out to straight rolls. He is going to do Great Weapon Master on these swings anyway, because there is no holding back, I guess, in this circumstance. Straight rolls. So I got a 9 and a 10, and they're both plus 16. So 26 minus 5 for 21, and 25 minus 5 for 20.
Hits. Both.
Both hit. If anything, it just made him more dangerous, because he's not going to hold back at all. He's actually going to roll better than he was before. So Pillar of Enthris is taking these wide arcs, and I would imagine Bryn has to be kind of careful of them. I say, like, smash into every surface and wall, and that is so 35 base damage because of the Great Weapon Master.
Oh boy.
Yeah. 5, 8, 9 force damage on top from the first hit. 6, 14, 20. Base damage there. Then 2, 1, 4. And last one, 1 again. So 8 force. So this huge mole, bigger than...
It's a huge mole. It's the best mole.
It is the hugest mole and the biggest mole. And it
I've
keeps
asked
all of the
of these
demons
people-
out.
I've asked all of these people. They say it's like the hugest and best mole.
They don't argue with it once they've been hit by it. They're strangely quiet. So yeah, I imagine there are like he's just swinging wildly, and these are the 2 attacks that hit, kind of thing. And they hurt.
They really do.
And he's probably pulverizing, and there's dust like being kicked up as he's smashing at the marble and things, and maybe there were figures and forms starting to shift within it, but he's not doing any of that yet. He doesn't have the wherewithal. I get to make a save though, which you want me to save on a 23. The best I can roll is a 20, and I only have +1 on my wisdom.
Crit,
so
baby.
so crit sword is okay.
Yeah,
Nope.
of course.
Oh
It's
no, I
safe.
have advantage, don't I? Yeah, okay. Nope.
Can't you burn a charge of the scarab to automatically succeed?
Only on dead things. I
Okay,
think.
okay.
Yeah, only throws against necromantic spells or harmful effect originating from an undead creature.
Gotcha.
I can burn a charge.
Okay, well, Amarishmina's turn is going to be very simple. As she saw Drakir cast something on Bryn, and Amarishmina is going to dispel it.
Okie dokie. That is completed.
Is it a
What level does the spell work to?
3rd?
It's a 4th. So
I'll roll then.
yes, please, ma'am.
Is wisdom. Come on. I'm trying to. I don't get to. Oh, yeah, that's how I do it. Nope. I tried. That was an 8.
Turn,
Have you got your inspiration for recapping?
Oh, yeah, I'll do that. Good call, Dan.
No problem.
That's better. That's a 14 on the die for a 20.
Okay, yeah.
You're no longer confuzzled.
End of your turn. He says, "I've just had about enough of you," and is going to use his legendary action to cast Phantasmal Killer on you.
Okay.
So
What kind of save is it?
Wisdom save.
I have advantage against spells and magical effects.
Do it, you coward.
Oh, wait, no, that's the wrong. That is 24.
You succeed, so you take half of 23 damage, which is 11.
Okay.
Psychic. And you hear him swear loudly and begin kind of looking like he wants to summon that key back.
What did you do
Bryn's go.
with Riga?
Yeah, I'm a tacky tack. Bitch! That's a Kraken.
Yeah.
And a 25.
Yeah, both hit.
I'm going to drop Arctic Inspiration into my Kraken. So double D12s.
Bard Smite.
Bard Smite.
Bard's. It totally is Bard's Smite. Uh, 30 points of damage on that first one, or on that crit.
Yep.
And then the other one is going to be just 11 points of damage. And then I need a wisdom saving throw as I cast Dissonant Whispers at the 2nd level.
Wisdom save, you said.
Yes, sir.
Can I remind you that usually these type of creatures are immune to magic under a certain level?
Oh, that is true.
Yeah, it's resistance.
Is it immune or resistance?
Resistance.
They're like completely immune to spells under 5th level or something.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
He's not straight up normal Rakshasa. Oh yeah, he is.
Okay.
6th level. Yeah.
6th level even. I don't know. It's one of the strengths of the Rakshasa.
I didn't put that in his stat block, but he probably should have had it, but that's my bad, so...
I know you didn't do it the first time round because, we were only level 4 or something.
Am I wasting a spell or not?
He rolled a 25.
It's gonna, yeah. I mean, but is he gonna be immune or is he gonna resist?
No, he resists.
Okay. I rolled 16 points of damage, so whatever he gets of that.
8.
All right. That's a mago.
Alright. His go. He is going to try and cast teleport. Because he's not looking good.
Counterspell.
Roll it.
That is 18 on the die, plus my con mod, right? Right?
What
Or
did
my
you say?
what's the,
Your
Spell
casting.
Spellcasting. Yeah,
which
your
is
charisma.
plus 6.
He fails to teleport. Shit. He's really looking rough. But that's his go, Makud.
Still wildly swinging at him, so reckless, great weapon master, all of that. The lowest is an 11 plus 16 for 27, minus 5 for 22. The other one is a 17
The 22
for like
will hit.
28.
Oh, yeah, natural
Yeah.
17. Right, they both hit.
Yeah. 5 plus this and this 4. Yeah, for 14. 5 plus 14, 19, and then add another 10, 29, and then add all the 4s. 4, 3, 1, 2. So that's another 10 force from the first hit. And the second hit is 5 again, so the same thing. So 29 plus 4, 3, 2. Will I get it? Oh, it's another 3. Damn it. 12 force this time. So 29 10 force, 29 12 force.
God damn, dude.
He's very strong.
39 and 41?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, 42. Yes, 41.
So 80 damage.
In total?
No, 29.
Cool.
39. 29 and 10 force. 39. Yeah. 80
Yeah.
damage all up.
So he is just going wild and snorting and like though the chimes are not like all of his stuff is kind of like jangling because he's like twitching, but and he's like trying. You see him like he's trying not to like step around him too much because he probably sees you down there and doesn't want to like tread on your bodies. So he is like moving weirdly and erratically, but like pulverizing with all his might. Dukir in front of him.
You see Dukir, like his broken body collapses in front of you. He's still breathing, but only just. Ambrishmina, it's your go.
But Ashmina is going to that like spell that she learned from Mitha
Mm-hmm.
about how to kill a fiend on this plane without it being on its own plane of existence? Does that happen after it dies or before? Like, does she have to set that up before or after?
Either.
Either.
Like,
Either?
yeah.
Okay, well then, I think I'll do it as part of this. I need him to make me a charisma saving throw, as Abrashmina utters a divine word imbued with the power that has shaped the world at the dawn of creation.
Oh boy, that sounds intense.
Mm-hmm.
13.
That is a failure. How many hit points does he have?
17 hit points left.
He is under 20 hit points or fewer, so the divine word she utters is perish, and he is killed instantly.
Oh boy. Describe what that looks like.
Huh?
Describe what that looks like. She just tells him to die and he dies.
Yeah, that's basically like she just sort of gathers herself, like clutching like her holy symbol, and like even though she hasn't called upon like her radiant soul, you see like the like kind of ephemeral outlines of like her wings of light, and like her eyes begin to glow, and like that same glow starts to pour out of her mouth as she just utters in celestial perish. And that light falls over him, and like his flesh begins to melt away and burn, and he starts to crumble into ash, and then she'll begin that ritual that she learned it, whatever that's like. We never got like mechanics of that, but she's going to make sure that
Yeah.
he remains a grease spot in the elves' stone floor
Yeah.
for the rest of time.
So you see, Abrashmina begins casting the spell. And as like Dukir's body kind of begins to like shift to dust, it like these kind of blinding white chains like begin wrapping around it and binding it and keeping it in place, and it can't shift away. And slowly, instead, it begins to like crumble into a pile of like ash and worms and maggots, just lying there on the floor, where before when you killed him there was nothing left. Now there is whatever disgusting debris he is made of. How do you kill it, Dukia?
Yay.
So we'll go ahead and end the session there, I think. Guess I'm gonna fall asleep.
They need better assassins.